What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and this is actually a pretty infuriating story coming out of Blizzard, Activision, and the World of Warcraft world. Honestly, we've known about these fake woke corporations for a very long time, and people are too busy collecting their digital backpats on the internet for signal boosting this kind of garbage to really see how these corporations are using the LGBTQ community as a band-aid for whatever controversy they might have. Yesterday, Blizzard announced abysmal subscriber numbers, and instead of deal with the backlash from that, they decided to handle it in the most Blizzard way possible. And the big number that Blizzard looks at are monthly subscribers. As monthly active users for Blizzard decline in the millions, World of Warcraft reveals classic character is trans. Oh, I totally forgot. Why was I? What bad thing did Blizzard do today? Would it be the ridiculous level boosting? Would it be their anti-Hong Kong stance? I don't remember now, actually, but did you hear a new random character in the Warcraft universe is trans? World of Warcraft narrative lead and principal narrative designer at Blizzard, Steve Danhauser, confirmed the classic World of Warcraft character Chromie is trans. The character's reveal comes in the World of Warcraft Folk and Fairy Tales of Azeroth book that's expected to go on sale on May 25th. Next week? As reported by Wowhead, the book features a story by Danhauser titled Visage Day. It's in that story that Chromie chooses to become a female gnome. Wait a minute, I thought it wasn't a choice. When asked why she chooses to become a female, Chromie answers saying, "It suits me," as an excerpt from the story shared by a Twitter user in Portuguese. This makes me so happy. It's such an amazing way to do it and to have people accept it too. Tie it into the dragon culture of coming of age ceremony where they choose their mortal forms. Dan User, it's probably Dan User, Dan, who cares, would then confirm Chromie's transition from male dragon using he/him pronouns to a female dragon using she/her pronouns. Twitter user Don't Care asked, "Lots of people have this question about your Chromie story. There was a bit of confusion regarding the reveal. Lots of people? Who? You mean tens of people worldwide? It would be great if you could come out to educate us a bit. Is she supposed to be trans, always she, or gender fluid? She is a gnome as she as a gnome, he as a dragon." Now look, I'm not gonna, again, as every time I cover anything related to this type of topic, I have to continue to disclaim, I literally don't care about a trans character. Good. There are dragons and goblins and orcs and this and that. Of course there can be trans characters in the World of Warcraft lore. What is interesting to me is the timing of the reveal as to change the narrative. They've done this before with Overwatch. Oh, this character is gay. Or, oh, we have a black character now. Stop talking about this other bad thing we did. They respond, pronoun usage, through the course of the story was done deliberately. I encourage reading the story as a whole rather than just excerpts. He added, prior to the Visage Day ceremony, Chronormu is he/hims. Afterwards, she/her in both mortal and dragon forms. Okay, fine. Interestingly enough, Chromie says in Hero of the Storm, everyone calls me Chromie, but my real name is Chronormu. She adds, it's not a male name. You clearly don't understand the intricacies of dragon culture. The move to make Chromie trans comes as Blizzard reported their latest financial report that the company only had 27 million MAUs, that's monthly active users. That includes World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Overwatch League, and Diablo. In the fourth quarter, 2020, Blizzard reported that they had 29 million MAUs. In the third quarter of 2020, they had 30 million. So before that, they had 32 million in both the first and second quarter of 2020. To put in perspective just how big of a drop this is you're talking about a time when much of this country was stuck at home. You're talking about a time when kids are still doing remote learning. You're talking about a time when college kids are paying $50,000 a year to go to Zoom class in universities. You should have seen massive increases in usership. Now, you could argue it's a financial thing, and that would be valid, I think, in most cases, except people find a way with video games. The cost of a monthly subscription to World of Warcraft is about the same as it costs to do like Hulu or Netflix or Disney Plus, and all of those users' bases grew massively during lockdowns. Blizzard defines MAUs as the number of individuals who access a particular game in a given month. We calculate average MAUs in a period by adding the total number of MAUs in each period, dividing, big whoop. They add an individual who accesses 2 of our games would be counted as 2 users for Blizzard. An individual who accesses the same game on 2 platforms is a relevant period, is a 1 user. It's clear people are quitting Blizzard and doing so at a rapid pace. They've lost 5 million active monthly users in the last year alone. Just to put that in perspective, I mean, I don't know exactly, exactly what average revenue you're going to get, but if it's like $10 a month, I mean, that's $50 million a month in lost revenue. And Blizzard, they brought back Classic, and I think everyone is pretty happy about that. But you see, not only that, but they lost users in a year where people were confined to their homes due to government lockdowns initiated by the COOF. And they say, what do you think Warcraft making Chromie trans as they lose millions of users? Now, obviously, these two things are not correlated. The user loss is something that just happens, along the way. But this isn't that different than like a literal J.K. Rowling. And I think that they probably think that this is something stunning and brave. I wonder if Chromie will be trans in China. Probably not, right? We saw how Blizzard CEO J. Allen Brack came out and said, "Oh, well, we don't like political messaging." When he was talking about Blitzchung while wearing a pride pin. Now, I don't think being a member of the LGBTQ is inherently political, but wearing a pin to show solidarity is absolutely that. And I think World of Warcraft may be, I don't know, wearing a little bit thin. Obviously, they've got Burning Crusades coming out, which I think is, a really good thing. But it's interesting. Burning Crusades and Classic is pretty cool. I think it's going to, again, bring more people back to the game. Ultimately, what happens when these things come out is everyone loads back in, and then life happens. You go back to work, you do certain things, and then you cancel it, or money gets tight. But with Burning Crusades Classic launching in just 2 weeks, it'll be interesting to see how any of this pans out. But of course, I think it's hilarious that Blizzard chose to conveniently announce that around the same time as really bad messaging. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't believe in them, but maybe it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.